Hey, welcome back to the Spark Faith Podcast. I am Dr. Chris Sargent, and we are going to talk about food boredom, boredom in general, emotional eating around food. So, Foodie Friday, so we are going to stick in the food thing, and we're going to combine a little bit of this mental stuff that we've been doing on Monday, because they all have to go together. So, anywho, if you will take a screenshot, share this on social media. If you're getting anything out of my podcast, please subscribe, please like, please leave me a review. I would love to know if I'm doing a good job or not. I can take the criticism if you want to email me or hit me up on social media. That would be fantastic and fine. So let's dive into emotional and bored eating. So this is one of the most common ways that I see that you self-sabotage, right? And it happens about anytime from a couple days, depending on how committed you are, to 2 months down the road, that you get bored with what you're eating, or something emotional starts to happen and you don't have the skills, you don't know what to do, and then self-sabotage, and all of a sudden your hand or your elbow is up to the, you can't find your elbow because it's in a bag of Oreos or chips or whatever. Mine would be popcorn. And so, because I am not immune to this. However, since I am going to start first with love, we're going to start with loving your body first. So when you get to this place and you're like, oh, I've had a horrible day, or I'm bored, and if I eat the same thing again, I think I'm going to, be sick or something like that, I want you to think back about why you started your journey in the first place. So why did you start this journey in the first place, right? Think about that first. And then, of course, because I would be remiss if I didn't say what I'm about to say, because God loves you, right? And because we're doing this to have a healthier body for God so that we can live the big life that He's got for us, right? Like, that's the reason. And, if God or Jesus is sitting on your shoulder and you've got your elbow missing into the bag of chips or popcorn or whatever, maybe that's not a great position to find yourself in. And so I'm going to specifically talk to the emotional eater, although boredom eating is the same. It's exactly the same. Stop it. Right? Stop it in the act. Like, when would you like to catch somebody who breaks it into your house, right? Ideally before the break-in, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But if they've broken in and they're getting ready to take stuff, then you call the police and you get this whole thing stopped, right? Like, stay safe. But you stop it in the middle of the act. And whatever you're eating, I'm going to tell you the most painful thing that will keep you from doing it again: throw it away. Throw it away. It may not belong in your house anyway. So throw it away. So before the damage is completely done, right? You could eat the entire bag, or you could just eat part of the bag, right? So do it before the damage is completely done. And then I want you to know that you can control this. Just because you've always been doesn't mean you always have to be, because that is the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting some sort of different result. And so I want you to remember that you can take control of whatever set off that boredom and whatever set off that emotional eating thing. If you are bored, back up, right? And we're going to talk about how to get there in just a second. But if you're emotionally eating, back up and think about your day, think about your week, think about your month. What are the stressful events? Come to grips with whatever's going on in your life instead of shoving it down, right? We know that shoving those emotions down creates all kind of other diseases like adrenal fatigue and cancer and reflux and gut problems, right? So we have to have some sort of release for that. Move your body. Right? That's the best thing. Get out of the kitchen, get out of the pantry, get your head out of the refrigerator, go and move your body. Go put on your favorite music, find your phone, turn it up loud, go take a walk, go take a run, grab Fluffy, and get out of the house, right? So move your body. Change your body state, changes your chemical state, changes your mental state. And now the whole boredom with food thing. So I know that many of you think that you need to eat broccoli and chicken and that is your diet for the rest of your life. Well, I can tell you that I almost never eat chicken because I don't like it. And so when I do eat it, it's because I've put something on it that makes it taste better. It may just be a jar of salsa with a bunch of chicken breast in my slow cooker. It might be some pre-made marinara sauce on top of chicken breast with a tiny little bit of cheese or a sprinkle of like sheep feta or something like that, so that it has flavor. Nobody said you had to eat board. Nobody said that you had to have plain anything, right? You can have taco meat. You can make spaghetti sauce. You can do all those things. It's just how much are you eating and how are you doing it? So you don't have to be bored with your food. It doesn't just have to be like a steak and a burger with no flavor. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. And I would never be able to stick with that. So you don't have to do that. So if you're not quite there yet, let me help you wrap your head around one more thing. Who would choose to put poor quality in their body or on their body, right? Who chooses that, right? So you're going to do and buy the best groceries that you can afford, whether it's frozen or canned vegetables. You're going to do the best that you can with what you can afford. And so the best kind of meat that you can afford, it does not matter to me. To me, it's all about getting in what you need that's on your budget, right? And so you're going to get the best quality and not fast food, right? Not fast food, not ultra processed food, actual real food. And so that means vegetables and protein and some kind of potato or starch or rice, something like that. So why would you choose anything less than that kind of quality to put in your own body, right? God loves you. You're loving God. You're going to put the best in because, hello, who's sitting on your shoulder, right? And so think about it this way. If your car burns gas and uses oil, right? There's nothing emotional about gas or oil, right? Like, no, nope, not emotional at all. Well, our body burns carbs, fats, and protein and uses carbohydrates, fats, and protein to repair itself. And so there's nothing really emotional about that either, right? So maybe we can just take a different view of what food is to us, right? We can take and have a different relationship. And so I used to have a health coach that worked for me, and she said, you have to define your relationships, right? You have to have a discussion, a talk, a define the relationship talk, right? A DTR, define the relationship talk with food. And you have to tell food, you become the boss of your food. You can become the boss of your food. So you need to redefine the relationship that you have with food. And food does not have to control you. Food does not have to control you. You can control it, right? We work out of our value systems, our thoughts, then our emotions. But in between thoughts and emotions, we can slip in action. Yes, we can. And we can slip in action regardless of what the emotions are telling us. We can feel all the way through them. We can name them. We can journal them. We can dance through them. We can get outside and walk through them, but we don't have to eat through them. So there you go. Happy Foodie Friday, and love you all. And I'm going to talk on Monday about hard and what's hard. And what's really hard is it staying where you are, or is it making that change? So talk to you on Monday. Love y'all. Bye.